Hey investors, so it's April Fool's Day, but the returns we are seeing this year have been no joke. The portfolio is doing much better this year. It's much more healthy. I'm glad to see some of the stocks recover. I still think that a lot of other stocks still have a lot of room, more to go till they recover. Let's take a look at the portfolio in detail. So this is how the portfolio looks like. Google is our top position with about 11.5 plus about 5 years, so about 16.53%. Then Amazon, then Meta platform. Meta has made a good recovery so far this year. You can see that our top 3 positions come up to about 42%, and our top 6 positions come up to about 61%. So it's quite a concentrated portfolio, and it's always been like that throughout the life of Project 1 Million. So you can see Visa, MasterCard are other top positions, including Intuitive. Intuitive is the only one that looks like it's down this year. Alibaba has made some recovery this year. You can see the respective allocations over here. These are the other positions. Apple at 2.63%, Adobe at 2.3%. Let's move further down. You can see the other positions here. So other than the top positions, it looks like a pretty diversified portfolio. Microsoft seems a little low, it's 1.49%. Maybe I should add it to it, but it seems quite expensive these days, so maybe if it falls a lot. Teladoc, this has been one of my worst investments. I mean, worse in terms of performance, but I haven't really lost complete faith in it. I made some mistakes. The dilution of the shareholders was a big red flag that I should have noticed much earlier and should have taken into consideration. Even if it was growing revenue at a fast rate, but if it was diluting shareholders, the revenue growth per share isn't that much then. So that's also something I needed to look at before investing as much as I did into Teladoc. I think Mercado Libre has also recovered quite a bit. I think basically this will be the big heavyweight player in Latin America. So they almost have a monopoly, it seems, in Latin America. PayPal is another one that's fallen quite a lot. I've been selling put options, so I've recovered a bit. But I still haven't lost faith in PayPal. I know that Fundsmith has sold out of PayPal. I still think that this is their game to lose because they have such a wide consumer and merchant base. They seem like they are lagging behind Cash App a little in terms of the mobile wallet. And then they have a lot of competition with Adyen, Stripe, Shopify Pay, and other e-commerce payment integrators coming up. But they still are the big fish out there. So if they can get their act together, I think PayPal can recover. Another one that's fallen a lot is Upwork. Upwork, I still think, it has a duopoly in the sense really with Fiverr in the freelance professional market. So it's fallen a lot. It looks cheap on the price to sales ratio. Of course, on the price to earnings or price to cash flow, it doesn't look cheap at all. Maybe I misjudged the business model a little in that this is not going to be a business that will ever be hugely profitable. They are growing their revenue at a steady pace, so that's a good sign though. You can see the other allocations here. Ethereum has done pretty well this year, so Nvidia has just skyrocketed this year. Twilio, also another very disappointing stock. I remember at one time Upwork and Twilio used to be in my top 10. So you can see how much they have fallen. BigCommerce was a big mistake. I sold put options on it, and I'm bearing the consequences now. One set of put options have already been assigned. That's why I have over 100 shares. I think there might be 2 more put options out open. I'm postponing the assignment by selling put options that are further out, many years out. So hopefully they don't get assigned, and hopefully BigCommerce recovers by then. So these are the other stocks. Amwell, another big mistake. DocuSign, I think it's fallen a lot. I haven't lost faith in it completely. I still think it has potential. I bought it at too expensive price, seems, but I think they can still recover. Airbnb is another one that I have a lot of hope for. I want to add to Airbnb, but it looks a little expensive. And Viva Systems is another one that looks very interesting. It seems like a very stable business with high operating margins. That's another one I want to add to. Market Access also is another interesting one. I need to understand the bond market a bit better. Intel has recovered quite a bit this year. These are the other holdings. I think Beyond Meat will probably go bankrupt or close to bankruptcy. So that's another mistake of mine. Doximity looks interesting. Might want to add to it if it becomes cheaper. Cloudflare seems to have a very charismatic CEO, so for that reason I might want to add to it if it becomes cheaper. Brookfield seems to be very interesting right now. There seems to be a lot of fear about commercial real estate, and Brookfield has fallen quite a lot. So this is something that I am looking at carefully. Maybe it's another one that I can add to. Freeport-McMoRan, I think copper demand is going to increase over the years with the trends we are seeing. So this is another one I'm looking to add if possible. Akamai, I don't understand the business that well, but it seems like it's fallen quite a bit. Seems like it has a very good management team as well, and it seems like a value play, so I might look at it closely. Maybe just sell a put option on it. Zim Integrator also is another one that seems cheap. I need to understand it better, and then maybe I add to it. Schwab is another one that seems to be affected by the recent fear about the banks. So it seems like a decent business to me. I don't think it will have the kind of consequences that Silicon Valley Bank would have. I don't think there'll be a run on Schwab. It seems like it has a decent management team, so I think we'll get past this. I saw some put options on it, probably a bit too early. I might buy more shares if it falls into the $40 range. These are the other stocks. So some put options on iRobot because it's an arbitrage play as well. You can look at the other minor positions we have here. So right now we have about $251,000. So you can see the performance. 23 has been good. We're up 20% with leverage, or 20% without leverage. So we're making progress in catching up to the S&P 500 with leverage. We're about 11.86%. I think some of the put options will probably recover, so probably the true position is somewhere in between this, I think. If we have a few more quarters like we have had in the first quarter this year, then I think we can probably catch up with the S&P 500 probably by next year, mid next year. So that is how the portfolio is doing. So let's take a look at what we've been up to in the last few months. So you can see here starting from the end of last year. So we got some dividends, paid some margin. I've been trying to reduce my margin as much as possible by selling more put options whenever I have been forced to use margin. Mandatory reorganization fee, I really hate these. Okay, so you can see what else is going on. Got a sign, and then we sold a put option on it. Been doing that quite a lot. You can look at some of these put options expired. Margin interest again. But iRobot. Okay, I think so you could see some put option activity over here. Yeah, more put option activity. I think when the market fell in mid of Feb, I sold more put options. So you can see those over here. But this time I'm only selling put options on quality companies like Amazon, PayPal. iRobot, there's an arbitrage play, so that's the reason for that. So you can see here dividend by MSCI. So yep, sold this put option on Google. Seritage is another interesting opportunity. I didn't mention it earlier because of the fear in commercial real estate. So I'm looking at that carefully as well. So you can see here, I think I sold more put options on DocuSign. I think I'm probably over leveraged on DocuSign already. But I think it fell a lot after its earnings, so thought it was worth taking. So this was the put option I sold on Schwab. I sold 2, I think, and the option price, the premium I got was not very good. It's much higher now. So I sold this much too early. You can see a lot of put options getting re-signed, and then I resell, longer dated put options so that I don't have to hold them on margin. Yep, didn't deposit any money, didn't withdraw like usual. So that's all we've been up to, basically. Yeah, then you can see the put options. Right now leverage is about 21,000. These are all the put options. I feel better about the put options right now. I think DocuSign, Teladoc, Fiverr, I think Invite, yep, these are the ones, the most risky ones. Amwell, Carvana, maybe Nanox, I think Farfetch, Wish, these will probably get assigned, but they're not very big amounts, I think, so it should be manageable. I think the rest, a lot of these will be safe, so they're not really an issue. So finally, let's take a look at our relative performance. So S&P 500 is about up 7%, so we're outperforming that. But the Nasdaq is up about 20%, so we are about level with that, with leverage. The top performer is ARK, and then you have Berkshire Focus at 17%, Baron Fifth Avenue at 16%. Acre Focus not doing that well this year, but I think last year it didn't do that badly as well. So 4%. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett is down this year, -1%. It seems to be almost like a counter play, right? When the market goes up, Berkshire goes down. When the market goes down, Berkshire goes up. Scottish Mortgage struggling a little this year, it seems, down 6%. And Fundsmith, it's up about 7%. I think probably be 8% or 9%. Doesn't count the last day, I think, so far. So that is it. That's the first quarter of 23. Hopefully by mid-year, we are even higher. I think we can go higher because I think the rate cycle is looking to peak and it will probably come down, or else we have more bank failures. The Fed is already getting a lot of blame for what's going on. I don't think they want to take on more blame. And we don't know what else could happen if we raise rates too high too quickly. So I'm positive about the market for the rest of the year. I think probably could go up another 5 to 10% at least. Let's see. If it falls a lot, if there are opportunities to buy, I will buy more. And I've told you what are those stocks that I'm keeping an eye out on. Let me know what you think about the portfolio. What are some stocks that you are interested in that you think I should look at as well? Thank you for watching and have a great day.